The ORRORSH Encounters. This is part 3 of 3, the finale episode. My name is Grant Ellis, and I'm the host of WebDM Plays. And I'm excited to be here tonight. I'll be on and off the chat tonight. Let's go ahead and drop that beautiful link. Boop. Get it in the chat so you can see. All right, let's do this. So, if you're new to WebDM Plays, it is an opportunity where members of the WebDM team can come together and participate in actual play, which is essentially recorded media depicting gameplay in real time. It's different than, like, say, a talk show. It is, in fact, playing the game. And we are doing a sponsored stream with our friends at Ulysses Spiele. Shout out to our friend Robert Aducci. And essentially, we are making magic happen in ORRORSH. If you've been watching WebDM Plays so far, you will be familiar with the story. We're essentially exploring a haunted mansion. It's good stuff, and it's fun times. So I'm going to actually move this monitor over here so that I'm looking at the correct screen. And all of you in chat. So Torg Eternity is a cinematic RPG that was released in 1992, I believe, by West End Games, and the license is currently held by Ulysses Spiele. And it combines cards, dice, tokens, and evocative characters to depict high-stakes role-playing. I need to make sure, because I will be on and off during the broadcast, that I am good to go. I'll be here, and I'll be monitoring the chat, but I will be silent throughout most of it. I'm restreaming on multiple platforms: Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, hitting the entirety of all the web demons out there. The demons of WebDM. Cards, dice, and tokens, yes. So, and a little how it works. So, I think I've got one next to me. A copy of the book, if you will. Where is Torg? So, here's a copy of the game book. It's a thick, hefty book. Use dice to determine the success or failure of an action within a scene. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if they found ways to incorporate the wooden block tower and the spin wheel. Most, depending on how many rotations you have, I've used the spinners a few times. In fact, in the old days, that's how we used to play in the old days. We couldn't get our hands on 10-sided dice, so we used, like, the spinner from the Life game, which has 10 values. I can't find my box of cards, but essentially the cards manipulate the fiction and the drama of the scenes. They're nice because the players have agency. Likewise, the game masters have agencies. That's great, yeah. So for those of you that aren't in the know, on Twitch we're talking about using the life spinner and getting kids instead of doing damage. Yes, but in In Torg, you have cards that are associated specifically with the Cosm, which is the region we're playing in. Then you have cards that are associated with dynamic actions that the players can take during the course of a game. These are our Destiny cards. And then you have drama cards, which manipulate the positioning of a battle. So, do the bad guys get an advantage? Do the good guys get an advantage? What's going to happen? The tokens are mostly used to track. They're mostly used to track conditions. So they're not too complicated. You are vulnerable. You are stymied. You are fatigued. You have taken shock. You have taken a wound. Really not even that in depth. We mostly just do stymied and vulnerable, which is even easier without tokens because you can simply use like a Roll20 sheet if you're playing online. Or a Google Sheet if you wanted to. You could use really any interface that you would like. We are live in our WebDM plays. Gotta make sure that I keep this address good. Make sure that I share these things. That everyone can see our playtest. It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. There is no love in this session. It's a good session though. There's a lot of fun. Durst we split the party? Watch and find out. There's a good chance with that, so we'll get going here in a few minutes. About 30 or so. A little less than that. The music we're listening to is the Unhallowed Data soundtrack. It is music of the Cyber Papacy. Licensed and used in cooperation with Ulysses Spiele. But their campaign is doing well. They've raised over $158,000, and there's 2 days left in the campaign. I'm actually excited. I would love to do another Torg AP with the right group. But yeah, it's an exciting game. As you can tell by my enthusiasm. If you look at essentially some of the offerings right now, there's a limited edition sourcebook that's coming out. The ability to make an archetype for the game. They have the Delphi missions book. We're actually playing adventures out of the Delphi mission. And we're using information from the source books. Interesting new archetypes that have been used. You also use tokens for another mechanic. So there's a mechanic called the Possibility. The Possibility allows you to roll dice. The dice mechanics in Torg are interesting in that they explode. I love games with exploding dice. They explode in, example, you roll a 6, on a 6 it explodes. Roll d20, on a 20 the 20 explodes. d10, the 10 explodes. I believe they actually have d20s explode on 10s and 20s, which is an interesting approach. Unique to the game. But I hope you've all had an exciting week. Tonight shall be a chill night. If things do go awry, I'm on standby. Gotta make sure that I set up my monitors and my screens to be as on point as possible. Yeah, it's a nice chill and slow night. I think most folks probably thought we would be off on Valentine's Day, but alas, we are not. Oh, Armello. How you doing, Norm? Good to see you in chat. For those of you on the replay, chats are all over. Again, if you're interested in supporting, support the crowdfunding campaign. I've actually really been enjoying using the restream. We had 1,000 viewers last week and the week before in total, which is nice. The nice thing about doing these videos too is folks can watch them both on demand and or live, which is very nice. If you haven't seen the series yet, it's safe to jump in this episode. You might essentially there's two separate stories. There's the what we'll call the seance story, which is tracking down the spirit of the deceased spouse. And then there's the pirate ship or ghost ship story. Episode 1 and 2, essentially episode 2 has the conclusion in the first half of the two storylines. But in 6 hours you can get the full idea. Our numbers are rising to support the campaign, young Padawans. I don't think we came up with a clever name for our Torg fans. I know we had the pupils of the Dark Eye, which is debatable just how clever that was. I need to make sure that I point to the right video file tonight as well. So I'm setting it up. Da, 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 da. So in about 15-20 minutes we'll go live. Oh my gosh, we have a happy capster in chat. Good to see you, Maria. But you can see on this poster to my that side. It's my right. Left side of the screen. That was a fancy magic trick doing this. Eh? Eh? Look at us, our gloriousness. On our social graphic. I put together all the social graphics. Had fun doing so. So, after we do this ORRORSH miniseries, we do have an agreement that we will do a Fading Suns campaign, Empire of the Fading Suns, which I would be excited to produce, as well as, we'll see if I run it. There's a good chance I do. Currently I'm slated, but I'm open to inviting other, game masters to run, should they be interested. I would really like to. I really enjoy running new campaigns and new game systems, as well as teaching them. Apparently, my light was pointed in the opposite direction of my body. Ugh. I should be sitting up straight, but I've been slouching. That's part of the fun of having these chairs. So you might hear the episode for a second. I mostly just want to see how it's going to load on the screen. That is the episode. Yeah, I essentially want to make sure that it's ready to go. I hope it's not too loud. If it is, I will frantically attempt to make adjustments, as I am off to do. I really enjoyed playing in this session. Oh my gosh, it's a Shauna. Everybody's favorite cat. Shauna is... I think we learned what happens in this session. Now, I teased that we might split the party, but I think you see what happens when Shauna and Pruitt are left to their own devices. It is a heck of a time. In fact, that's kind of my favorite part of, like, the entire campaign is Agent S, aka Salvo, and Alice Yoon. They're just very entertaining players. I've played with Pruitt a long time, and I've played with Shauna a long time as well. I've started playing with Maria over the past year. But, yeah, what a fun group. And Rudy's a very fun game master, too. Like, we have to acknowledge that we have a very fun game master. Beep. Get all notifications. Gotta make sure that I'm communicating in all the various parts, as we are streaming in multiple locations. Getting ready for the finale of Torg Eternity here on Webdium Plays. We'll probably get started about 5 minutes early tonight. Just before. But yeah, as I was mentioning earlier, it uses cards, dice, and tokens all in different ways. And I think it plays pretty fluidly the way it interchanges them because of the phases of the game. Specifically for that reason it works. You enter a combat phase, so you play a card. You are about to perform an action, or you have just performed an action, so you can also play a card. You will roll dice. The result of the dice causes tokens to be played. So it's very fluid between the three gaming components, if I do say so myself. Again, this campaign is sponsored by Ulysses Spiele. They are a German game company, top game company in Europe. On the last season of Webdium Plays, we ran both Torg Eternity and The Dark Eye, Adventures of Aventuria, and Reality's Raiders 3. This is a special limited series, 3-episode miniseries of Webdium Plays ORRORSH, which is the current crowdfunding campaign. And if you look through the chat, you should be able to see the links to the campaign. If you don't, let me know in chat and I can post it. They will be posted several times throughout the evening. On a cycle. For about 10 minutes from when we'll get going. On the road again. This stream is powered by Restream. So that enables us to stream on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube at the same time, simultaneously, so that you can watch this on the platform of your choice. Getting close. We had done a few trivia contests for Torg. Have not done that at this point. for this campaign. Allow me to open my new laptop. I've got a new laptop, and I'm excited. We're not streaming from it tonight, but future productions will probably be produced on the new machine, because it is quite a bit more powerful than my current desktop. Let's do a quick refresh. And get ready. So yeah, it's an exciting time. We've enjoyed our sociality, essentially the way we've interacted with the designers of Torg over the past 4 or 5 months now. They're a fun bunch. And it's fun when they watch and engage with the game as well. So it's an interesting opportunity to learn a new system, a new universe. Like there's some really cool dynamics to Torg as a sorry, I'm making sure things load when they are supposed to load and where they're supposed to load. Yeah, Torg has an interesting lore and history. The world is split up into different cosms. Reality was raided by these High Lords, these invading forces, and depending on where you're at in the world, there's a different aesthetic invasions. So in most of Europe, it's sort of like a high fantasy, Dungeons and Dragons-y type invasion. In Russia, it's kind of like the Doom video game. There's also signs, I believe, in like France of like the cyber papacy, which is false gods combined with techno weaponry. In Egypt, there's the Nile Empire, which is kind of like pulp superhero action adventure movie. And so it's a lot of fun. And then in India, there is ORRORSH, which is the horror setting. And so it's been neat to see that. And to engage with it. We got to engage with it a little bit over the course of the weekly campaign in Reality Raiders 3. We did a couple sessions there where I played Artie the one-man party. Let's get my headphones on. The other headphones. Unfortunately, there's no post-show, and it's also, this is more of a relaxed pre-stream. Do let us know in the chat if you've had a favorite moment of the campaign. Let us know what you've liked. Also, we have a Patreon, patreon.com, WebDMPlays. Supporting the Patreon supports our players. Boop. I'll drop that link in the chat. I will be muted out during the broadcast, so you won't have to hear my tippity typing, except when I did it in person. Now, you won't... in future broadcasts, I actually have that NVIDIA RTX Studio where you will no longer hear my tippity typing. They have that noise cancellation software, which is a whole lot of fun. So we started streaming a little early. It being Valentine's Day, I think we will get into it in just a minute, about 4 minutes or so. Have to make sure my station is free. And I have set up my area so that we will be good to go, and that I am muted out. on all sides. So you can't hear me in my boisterous voice. But do enjoy the show. And, we have a lot of fun making these actual play. I saw the soundtrack that's coming out for ORRORSH is a Trifling Matter by Ralph Kurtziefer, who did the music for the Dark Eye soundtracks, as well as all the Torg Eternity soundtracks. The music you're hearing now on the loop, this sort of unhallowed data. We'll probably get going in the show as soon as this current loop of the music finishes. And that is exciting. So, WebDM plays ORRORSH, a Torg Eternity campaign, featuring Shauna Nakasone as Alice Yoon, Maria Moore as Pella Hawthorne. I had to remember the name. I was like, it starts with a P. Jonathan Pruitt as Agent S, aka Salvo. And then Grant Ellis as Sister Bethany. That's right, I'm a nun once more. And I tell you, I've paid for my sins. Every last one of them. I see that tweet, Maria. The Crystal Chronicles and chill. You can't chill in that game. You always got to carry the chalice. Who's going to carry the chalice while the rest of the players have fun? That is a Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles reference, which you may or may not be familiar with. It was a game on the GameCube. I cannot say it inspired anything in this campaign, but it is a very good game. One of the better GameCube games. They better carry that chalice. I tell you. So we are at the time where I'm going to mute out on my side. Do enjoy the show. And I will catch you all on the flip side. Next time we come back for actual plays. This is a special mini-series. There is no post-show. It's roughly a 2-hour broadcast. So enjoy yourselves and have an excellent evening on this Valentine's Day. And I am muting. Enjoy the show.
Hello there, and welcome back to the finale of our 3-part miniseries on ORRORSH, the most terrifying cosm in all of Torg. Relatively. You might find Tharkold more scary. It's up to you. They're both terrifying in their own unique ways. My name is Rudy Basso. I am the GM of this here game. You can follow me on Twitter at Rudy Basso. My pronouns are he, him. Let us go around the table. Everyone tell me who you are and who you are playing. Let's start to my left with Grant. I don't know. I don't have the screen.
I am.
Let's start with
on
Grant.
your right.
Okay.
Which would be the screen's left, and I'm in the bottom corner.
Let's just start with Grant, wherever he may be.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna get kicked off the stream for this pun that's coming up. Hi everyone, my name's Grant Ellis. I'm a producer here on WebDM Plays, and I'm playing None Ya Business. I'll be
Whoa.
playing Sister Bethany tonight,
Who
who is
explodes.
who's a Sakella priest, which is a fighty, holy, intimidation slash taunting character that has the ability to bless projectile weapons as well as ward from enemies.
Very cool. Moving on along, Maria. Hi, hello. Who are
Oh,
you?
hello.
Who are you
Hi.
playing?
Hi. I am Maria. I use they and she pronouns. I am 1/3 of Goblin Society Games, and I am also on the internet as Happy Capster most everywhere else. And tonight I am playing Pella Hawthorne, who uses they and them pronouns and is a rather fanciful socialite who also happens to be in the business of knowing how people think and knowing how people are afraid, and they are a little bit afraid again tonight, but they have a cousin, so that's good.
It's always nice when family is nearby. That strengthens the soul. Yes. Moving along, Shauna. Hi, hello. How are you? Who are you? Who are you playing tonight?
Hey, I'm Shauna, Flying Spirits. I'm she/her. I am illustrator and a player of RPGs, and I am playing Alice Yoon, also she/her, the agent for the Delphi Council, also reluctant werewolf. So
I
hopefully that's
mean,
not gonna, come in being stuck in a house. You know
I
how
would
the moon
say,
works.
yeah, reluctant werewolf. You don't find too many enthusiastic werewolves, which is unfortunate because there is a lot of positive aspects to being a werewolf. But
Mm-hmm.
Only when face to face with a cyber golem do you find these willing werewolves.
it's true. And it should be noted that Grant, Maria, and Shauna are all playing character classes, I guess you could say, or pre-generated
Archetypes.
characters, archetypes, thank you, from the ORRORSH book that you can back right now on Game on Tabletop. Link popping up in chat as we speak.
Future Grant, do that.
Future Grant. Moving on, finally, last but certainly not least, Pruitt. Hi, hello. Who are you? Who are you playing?
How's it going there? I'm Pruitt, one half of WebDM, he, him. And by the way, Rudy, don't feel bad about Grant's punning. With him, it's habitual.
Oh,
And I will be playing.
you explode as well. Sorry.
I will be playing Agent S, the mysterious Delphi Council agent who's a little bit on up in years, not as broad as he used to be, but still pretty dumb. And he is on his last mission in order to secure his pension. He just hopes to make it out okay, and even then, he still won't stop speaking in the third person. But Agent S, he's uses he, man pronouns, and he's got a trick up his sleeve. We'll have to see if it comes into play.
All right. So last week, you were requested by the lovely Miss Lavender to search the home of Major Arlington and his daughter Emily. She is a bit of a tarot reader, and she had found that week the doll card came up over and over again. She thought it was just coincidence, but upon going to the Major's home for a party, she found a dollhouse. That was a bit of an alarm to her. She got out of there as fast as possible, but when she returned the next day, there was no one around. And being an individual, she reached out to Quinn Sebastian to bring in a team of experts to check it out. That is you. Upon arriving, you immediately went up to Emily's room where you found the dollhouse and were magically teleported into it, and now you are all the size of dolls. 60 frames! Sorry. And you then found that you were able to walk around and investigate this dollhouse version of the main house, and you found other members from the party the evening before, including, let's bring up some names, Major Arlington himself, who was a bit out of it until he was able to be talked into discussing what he remembered. Pella's cousin, Colonel Reginald Hawthorne, who was in the library and who was encouraging everyone to get together to have a seance to try and reach the mother of Emily, husband of the Major, Theodora Arlington, who had been presumed dead and killed by Gosbogs. You also met Father Luis Alves Diaz, who told you that he thought that a cleansing of the home might be enough to turn everyone back to normal. And you saw Miss Sarah Latifi in her room doing prayers, but you politely chose not to interrupt her. So that's everyone you've met. We left off with Colonel Hawthorne saying that he would be ready to do a seance when all of you would be able to join him, though he encouraged you to explore more and try and learn as much as you could about Theodore Arlington. And I think, do we have the map up, Mr. Grant?
I can put that up.
Yeah. So again, this is the blueprint or floor plan of the home. Beautiful 2-story home. Easily, I mean, depending on what this is going to go for a lot in this modern housing market. I know this because I recently did some searching. Anyway, so you are all currently in the study on the first floor. Where would you all like to go next? Handful of rooms have been not gone through yet.
Well, if we're adjacent to the parlor,
You are indeed.
yeah, Agent S would start kind of meandering over that way once it appears that Colonel Hawthorne is, because he also asked us to try to find something of Theodore's, right?
Yes, so he
okay.
asked you,
Looking
yeah,
for
exactly.
effects.
Like what is the word I'm thinking of? A thing to like help call
Mhm.
her.
About to help focus
A
calling.
focus.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, like a focus,
Mhm.
exactly. Yes. Great. So, do you want to split up? I now want to ask, having heard that a certain
Yeah.
member of chat was encouraging it last week.
Oh.
Well, Greg, if you're in chat and you steer us wrong, you terrifying man.
Ah,
Listen, I'll drive this party apart in the best way possible.
Yeah, Sister Bethany would think we've searched most of the house.
yes.
We haven't found anything unusual or out of the ordinary except for a vicious painting. Perhaps we could cover more ground and find Theodora's personal effects more quickly if we split up. Or traveled in pairs.
I do agree. I do think, yes, what you just said, traveling in pairs would probably be the best. Although there are other people in this dollhouse, but it would be best not to get caught off guard.
Yes. I would also agree with splitting up. I don't know how the thing I do functions with this dollhouse.
Oh.
The sooner we get out of here, the less I have to think about, not just worrying about a ghost, but worrying about a werewolf running around this house.
I'm sure it'll be fine. You handled it expertly last time, right?
Well,
That
I
was
helped.
the best case.
I helped. So maybe I should maybe Agent S should stick with Alice, just in case.
I will not.
I would be willing to
stop.
travel with Alice if only I kind of pat the giant silver cross on my robes, have a means of subduing. I mean, not that it would come to that. Although I look back at Agent S, I'm like, she's all yours, Hercules. And I decide to travel with Bella. I think about it, then I just picture in my mind's eye getting disemboweled by Alice. I'm like, yeah, not what I want.
Not today.
Shoulder still hurts.
I don't know much about these seances or whatever they are. Any idea what we should be looking for? Anything that would be helpful?
An object that would be particularly connected to her, an object that either she treasured or used every day, hairbrushes, articles of clothing, diaries, journals.
If we can't find something that specifically belongs to her, perhaps something that her family members hold of significance that reminds them of her. Some of those paintings upstairs might be a good substitute if we can't find anything more portable or
You've played
less angry.
Ghosty before.
I dabble.
I guess worst case scenario, we take the painting, but I'd rather not go near that thing again.
I am of the same mind.
Okay, great. So let's just run through the rooms you haven't gone through yet. So we have the parlor, we have the kitchen. You did try to talk to Miss Latifi, but she was in the middle of prayer. You all, kind of knowing what you know, figure that there's a good chance she's probably finished at this point. And then the servants' quarters. I don't think anyone went there.
I don't think we did.
Yes.
Nope. And we also haven't gone to the kitchen.
Yes. Kitchen.
We have we been in the dining room?
Yeah,
is-
that's
yeah.
where.
Okay, yeah,
that's where we met the
yeah,
husband.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
Or the maybe.
There we go.
So then,
Stuff.
pair number 1, Agent S and Alice. Where would you like to go?
I mean, yeah,
Oh,
Agent S was heading into the
chips.
parlor,
Heading into the parlor.
Let's
Love
go.
it. Okay.
looking for a drink.
Sure. So you walk into the parlor, and indeed, there are there's a table, there's a beautiful bar in the corner. You see liquids, or a variety of liquids in those fun, like glass decanters that they have, that old timey. There's some very nice like highball glasses and crystal and things like that. And there is a nice sofa in the middle of the room, along with a number of other fancy looking chairs. And laying on the sofa, holding her stomach, is a woman. And she kind of looks up at you as you come in, and then groans and goes back to like laying there with her hands on her stomach and her eyes closed.
Kind of look a little, kind of abrupt at Alice and back at this woman, and be like, can I get you something? Are you okay?
She's like, I don't know. I took my medicine already, but it isn't helping. My stomach is killing me.
Interesting.
Remembering the invitations that had been received earlier, you get the sense that this is probably Countess Indra Patel.
Ah, yes, Countess. Upset stomach, huh? Does this happen often, I guess?
Yes, I have terrible nausea sometimes after eating certain foods, and there must have been something served at dinner that caused this, but I don't know quite what. I've taken my medicine, but the nausea stagnates.
Interesting. And how are you, how do you know the family here?
I was invited. I am a citizen, a loyal member of the Victorians, who are the people who are fighting against the Gaunt Man inside of ORRORSH. I am a native of Jakarta, so I'm able to help them in their fight against the Gaunt Man.
And you knew the Major well?
I knew him. He too fights against the Gaunt Man. And his wife and daughter are involved as well. But I was invited to the gathering last night, and obviously don't feel well now.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I think there
Did
might
you
be
know
some
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
seltzer. I'll go grab some. See if there's any here. Usually that helps.
Yeah, so there's some sparkling water in the on the bar, the cart. You bring some over to her, and she gladly
That's the
takes
best we
it.
can do for right now, and
Sips
we just have to
it.
work on getting it all out.
Sure. She starts sipping it slowly. Let's jump to the other group now. Where do you all want to go in our home?
So, Sister Bethany, with her gaslit lantern in her right hand, though the lights may be on in the house by this point. It's funny, we enter the house and we're like, yeah, you can turn on lights and everything, and I'm just like, I lead by the lantern. I have one item. Yeah. But I take Pella with my left hand and lead them up the steps towards we will check in again. I believe it was one of the guest rooms, but we'd revisit the praying Latifi.
Yes, Miss Sarah Latifi, as you recall from her invitation. She's no longer on her prayer mat, but is now standing up and is looking through what looks like, or it's just a book. She's looking through a book, and when she sees you come in, she looks up and says, "Oh, yes, thank you. That was very kind of you not to interrupt me. I think now than ever, it's very important to pray, so I appreciate it a lot."
Miss Sarah Latifi?
Yes, I am she.
Are you aware of your current condition? And I kind of gesture with my hands, big to small, big to
Mhm.
small.
And she nods and kind of chuckles at that. She's like, "Yes, I'm very aware. I have been working with the father to try and figure out a means to escape, and have been personally going through each room to try and figure out what has been happening and if we could find any clues." Yeah.
I have a question for you, Miss Sarah. Um, did you know Miss Lavender well at all?
I know of her. I'm a recent arrival to ORRORSH, very much like the father. I think if we knew a little bit more, we'd probably be better capable at handling what's going on. But I have run into her on occasion, and she seems fine, knowledgeable about certain aspects of ORRORSH, more so than the two of us. So
Do you know if she was present on the fateful night when, and then I gesture again, big to small, careful not to mention our current infirmities.
sure. She's like, she was here briefly. I do recall her leaving almost immediately, looking rather pale at that. I'm not quite sure what the issue was. Obviously, she made the right move by leaving, but
Yes.
that's all I know.
Hmm.
I didn't sense anything sinister in her actions, or the sense was she was fleeing in fear, not out of having completed a task to trap us herself or anything like that.
As a member of the Resistance, do you have any particular specialities?
Oh, well, I am familiar. I'm a bit of a divine worker myself, much like Father, but obviously we are of different faiths. Both of our powers, as it were, and she kind of smiles at that have developed since the arrival of the visitors, we shall say. Both are very capable and very strong.
Have you felt any presence from the painting in the master bedroom?
So
Are you
actually, it's
familiar
not just the painting that I have felt the presence. As I said, I was doing my rounds throughout the house by myself, individually, and I have seen uh, a spirit. That's really the only way I can describe it. When I touch certain objects, it's funny you should mention that painting. That was easily the strongest object.
Mhm.
But also in the daughter's room, there was a brooch, a golden brooch on her dresser that I could feel it radiating some power when I touched that. Um, I could briefly see it. So the dresser is in front of a mirror. When I touched the brooch, looking in the mirror, I could see the spirit of a woman watching me behind me. And
And
then when I turned around, she was gone.
were you familiar with the late Theodora?
I was not.
Not at all.
I had never met her. I know only her husband and her daughter.
But forgive me my rudeness, I haven't introduced my associate.
Oh yes, sorry.
Mix Pella Hawthorne. They are a member of the Delphi
Hawthorne.
Council as well. Yes.
Like the gentleman downstairs.
Relations.
Correct.
Cousins.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
how about
Newly
that?
appointed colonel, and yes.
Yeah. Oh, did he tell you the story of how he made Colonel? Quite
Well,
thrilling.
It
Quite
is something
thrilling.
that we haven't had a chance to have a conversation about that yet. But present circumstances resolved,
Sure,
it will absolutely be a
Something-
delightful tale.
Something to look forward to if we all survive this.
I would be optimistic and say that we will definitely.
Yes. Moving on.
Miss Latifi, have you been? Were you staying in this house prior to the dinner party?
I was not. The party was, I don't know if anyone else has told you, not just a party. It was to discuss an offensive being made against the Gaunt Man and what the members of this council could contribute to it. I actually traveled from Cairo to get here from the Nile Empire, and this is where I am going to be stationed. This was one of the first assignments. I don't know assignment, but this was a meeting to discuss what was going to be happening in the near future.
This seems very intentional then.
Uh Yes, it would be a powerful, smart move by the Gaunt Man to target a meeting like this. I do not know how he could have known. Yes, I am not sure. I do not know anyone very well, unfortunately, here. So I really can't give you any insight into their possible ulterior motives.
Well, here, this is a small speculation, but if the mage's late wife was not, in fact, killed, but instead transformed in some way and was sent by the Gaunt Man in, say, some sort of vestige or containment of some kind, and was let loose at an opportune moment, say when many of the Delphi Council were together for some party of some nature.
I definitely, as I said, I'm new to this area, but I can feel the magic around me. I can feel the divinity, the miracles that may be performed. So yes, I could see that very much happening, to have warped her while she was alive and then utilize her spirit to infiltrate here. I mean, obviously there's tension between the Major and his daughter, and much of that stems from what happened to Miss Theodora. So I can see that energy radiating off of them being a sort of compass for the spirit to find and to kind of latch onto. So yes, I mean, I obviously think that the spirit in this home is the Major's wife. Just yes, that is a very, very possible thing that may have happened.
Well, we don't want to take up too much of your time, Miss Sarah. And then I appreciate you being so forthright with the information. You truly are an ally to be found in these strange circumstances. And I kind of lean close to Pella and whisper in her ear, I think we ought to nab that brooch. It might be useful with the seance, if you don't mind. Sorry, I got weird there.
I will quickly whisper back, if you would like to continue speaking, I can go and grab it really quick.
I worry that Emily might, if you
I'm fairly persuasive when I need to be. Or intimidating if I need to be as well.
All right, so we're gonna split the party.
Split.
Yeah.
Well,
so I
sure,
know. Yeah, here's how I'd in this scene. I'd be like,
okay,
Miss Sarah, might we pray together and you teach me the words of your faith, and then we got away.
Sure. Oh,
and I'll just quietly step out and go down the hall.
Sure. So Pella steps out.
This is
Mrs.
fun.
is super happy to, she said she prayed a little bit with the father, but then they both went their own ways. She's happy to do that. Let's cut back to a big burp from the Countess as she sips on her sparkling water, and she says, "Oh, well, now my stomach is gassy. It's just very different from the nausea I felt before. Not better, just different."
You just see Alice just roll her eyes at toward Agent S, just so she doesn't see. It's like, God.
And Agent S rolls his eyes towards Alice, but you just can't see it.
You just can't see through the.
It's a perfect moment of synchronicity.
Well, apparently it's just for us then to find this thing. Let's. Well, I would say be delicate, but this isn't at the actual place, so time is of the essence. So let's just turn this thing over, see what we can find.
I agree.
So you just are knocking things over? Is that
this is a.
Well, I mean,
it's a dollhouse. It's
sure.
Bad.
I mean,
this is the actual place.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Agent S has received training on how to search through things. He's a little brutish, but
And that's what the Countess says as you begin knocking things up. "Oh, you brutes! What are you doing? What is happening? What possible? Why? What are you doing?" As you knock things over and make a commotion. I mean, I assume that's how you're searching.
I think,
right?
and then just see Alice. At least we're doing something, and then she just goes back.
No.
I am informed at the moment. How dare you? How dare you? And yeah, you search. Let's make a check. As you just pull this room apart.
This is
looking
amazing.
for,
Splitting the party was the best thing we could have done. Thank you for the suggestion.
This is a find if there ever
So
was
we start.
one.
Yeah, we start tossing the. Oh wow. Yeah, this will be a miracle.
Sure. DNTN DC 14.
Okay, come on.
Oh my!
I got a -3. What does that mean?
You knock a bookcase over and it falls on top. Of
I
you.
am.
No.
I'm gonna possibility this. Thing.
Okay, so you rolled an 8. So
Yeah.
possibility, go for it.
Let's roll 8. There we go.
Whoa, big 2-0. Really great
Fine.
roll, I think.
If I had to knock that bookcase over, then I would have found them.
Yeah. You do. You knock that bookcase over, and a particular book falls down right in front of your feet, Alice. And picking it up, you see it is in fact a photo book. And flipping through it, you see pictures of a happy couple with a little girl. And now they're at like a carnival, and she's on a carousel, the mother and the daughter. And as you're flipping through it, you feel a presence like over your shoulder watching as you flip through it.
You see, Alice just like
Nothing there. You turn quickly, but you don't see anything, and the presence is gone.
No, bingo. At least we found something. This photo book. Yeah, sentimental memories. It's at least the only thing that is moderately useful in this. She that's like just kind of kicks at something. Well, we said we're going to do this. Well, it looks like we did it.
Mm-hmm. Well done. And we'll go back to head back to the study.
Countess says, "Good, be gone," as the two of you leave. Upstairs, Pella, you walk into Emily's room, and before, as you recall, she seemed kind of focused. She was like writing something. She looks like she is comatose right now. You walk in and there is no reaction. She is just staring, like you can see her back is facing you. She's just staring kind of straight at the dollhouse.
Okay. When we left, she was like laying on either her desk or her bed or something like that. So is she like she's
like
sitting?
kneeling. She's like
Oh.
kneeling in front of her dollhouse with her hands like crossed on her lap and just staring at it. And if you try to go up to her or like snap your fingers in front of her face, just get any.
Yeah, I would go up to her and like gently put a hand on like her shoulder and just give it like a gentle touch.
No reaction. And looking at her eyes, like that, you learn it's just black, full black.
Okay. Well, I would. Is there space between her and the dollhouse?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
it's on like it's on a desk, so there's a little bit of a gap between.
How much? Like a little bit, or like I could fit between them?
No, not enough for you
Like-
to fit between, but like maybe a 1.5 feet, 2 feet.
That's a very little bit. Okay. I would try to turn her to face me and get her to stop looking at the dollhouse.
So you feel resistance to turning her. I will actually call for it's enough that you would probably have to make a strength check to.
Okay. I don't want to hurt her. My intention is
Okay.
like if I feel like I'm going to hurt her,
Yes.
like if she resists that much,
Okay.
I think it's bad, but I also think hurting her is going to be bad too.
Yes. So the resistance isn't. Yeah, it's not like going to like, weirdly distort her body. You think you can turn her away with a strength.
Okay.
And if you are trying to be careful, I will say that we'll bump up the DN to 14. Yeah, 14 seems reasonable.
Okay.
Okay.
It's 1.
That's a
What's
1.
not a natural one, but it's a 1.
Yes, and you can't possibility on a 1.
No.
So try as you might, she seems pretty firmly rooted to the ground and you're unable to kind of twist and turn her in a gentle way to get her to stop looking at it.
Can I then go there's this moment of just trying to turn her and being ever increasingly concerned. I want to go behind her and kind of look over her shoulder to see where she's looking in the house.
Sure. So it doesn't look like she's looking at a specific spot.
Okay.
Just from the way her head is currently facing, she is looking into the study.
Okay. While I'm here next to her, I will whisper to her, Emily, darling, it's going to be all right. I don't know what's happening right now, but we are going to get everyone out of here. And then I'll step back, and I want to head to where.
Make a faith check.
Faith. Oh,
Yeah.
that's the wrong skill. So many things to click on this sheet.
Yes.
Faith. Oh, well, I'm not, but 8. Not particularly
Dan, okay.
faithful.
The DN was 12.
Oh.
So if you want, you could possibility that.
I would love to. I have so many of them. Possibility. Would you last roll was a 12? Oh, yeah. 16.
Okay, so you have been able to tell her body has been very tense this entire time as well. You know, when you turned her, you could physically feel it. And after you say that to her, you can see kind of her shoulders kind of relax. Her eyes are still the same. She's still staring in place. She hasn't moved, but you can just kind of feel the tension wave off of her.
Good. I'm going to go to this was a place that Miss Latifi said that the brooch was, right?
Yes.
Okay. I want to go to where she last said it was.
Yes. So it's on it's on Emily's dresser. There are drawers. There's
Okay.
a very big mirror in front of it. And what do you do?
I'd like to get the brooch, please.
Okay. You reach out and
I want to intentionally look into the mirror as I reach out for it. I want to see what this thing looks like.
Okay. Let's see.
Because I know
Sure.
theoretically it's coming.
You have heard. Yes, you have
I have
heard.
heard tale.
Yes. Why don't you can give me another faith check. You can give me a find check. What do you think? Anything else you think? You can give me evidence analysis even.
That one.
I think
I'm
this
trained in
kind
that
of
one.
works. Okay.
Oh, hang on.
DN 14.
14. Okay. Oh. I was gonna look at the occultist. Okay, that's a fight. Never mind. We're not fighting yet, right?
What is your perk? Let's hear it.
It's the occultist perk. It's the one that I got with my level up last
Nice.
time.
Okay.
Which at the start of a fight, I get to make a scholar roll and draw destiny cards. And I can place one of them into my pool. But we're not in a fight yet. So that's fine. I just had forgotten what it was. So I will roll evidence analysis since I'm trained in that. DC, well, I rolled a 13.
Possibility guaranteed success. Because as we know, it's always a 10 when you roll a possibility.
This is true. I will do that.
Nice.
It's a 19 is what I
Nice.
got.
Okay, yes. So looking at, you're looking for multiple angles, you're kind of looking for a specific thing, and yeah, you see a flash of something, looks like the outline of a woman pacing in the like walking back and forth. And there are moments when she is not looking towards you. She's kind of pacing in a circle around the room, floating in a circle around the room, really. So there are definitely moments though where she is not looking towards the dresser, kind of like a guard, like she's kind of on the rotation.
On patrol, yeah.
Exactly, on patrol.
Okay.
In fact, you notice she's floating around Emily.
Oh, okay. All right. That's terrifying. I will pick up the brooch and I will put it in my pocket.
When you touch the brooch, and I assume, well, she's doing her patrol.
Uh-huh.
Is there a specific point when you pick up the brooch?
When she is neither near me or Emily.
Good choice. You grab the brooch, you see her continue floating, but the second you touch it, there's a crack in the mirror in front of you, cracks. But nothing else seems to happen besides that.
Yay!
You have the brooch. Pella has gained brooch.
I have gained brooch.
Well done.
Perfect. I'll put it in my pocket, and then I just want to, before I leave, check in on Emily again to see if there's any changes before I leave.
No, nothing new.
Okay. I will, with haste, go back to Sister Bethany because I have the heebies and the jeebies.
Do you
Speaking
catch
of
us
which-
mid-prayer?
Yes. So I assume that's what you've been doing this whole time, Greg. No,
Yes.
Grant, excuse me.
Sister Bethany.
Just,
I-
you're right,
yes.
I'm wrong. Double wrong. Sister Bethany, you can get a +2 on your next faith, spirit, or a +2 on your next spirit-related roll. Period. Whether it be spirit or whether it's intimidate or anything using the spirit attribute.
Exquisite. Now, can I gamble to either lose possibility or gain possibility by reciting my prayer?
Yes.
All right. So, apologize now to chat and to rap in hip-hop artist Coolio. As I walk through the valley of the chasm of horror, I take a look at my life and realize the church is a bore, 'cause I've been nunning and funnin' so long that even Quinn Sebastian thinks that my faith is gone. But I ain't never crossed a godman that didn't deserve it. Me being scared in ORRORSH, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your gossbox might be lined in chalk. I really hate to up, but I gotta rock. As they croak, I see myself taking wounds and shock. Fool, I'm the kind of sister the Victorians want to be like, on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the gaslight. Been spending most our life. Okay, I'm sorry.
+2 possibility points. Yeah.
It's been a while.
So good.
All right. Oh, that was a gamble. Sometimes they take all my abilities away and ask me to leave the table.
You feel like Quinn Sebastian somewhere just said, someone is disrespecting both me and the great artist Coolio right now.
I want Coolio to be a member of the Delphi Council in my headcanon.
All right. Writing something
Greg
down.
Gordon. Brother Coolio. Something on.
As long as Salvo can be in the background sweating, singing backup in the video.
All right.
Profile shot.
Great. So Pella arrives back with the brooch. And the three of you are together again. Thrilling.
Pella looks visibly shaken. But we'll say, Sister Bethany, I seem to have found what we had been discussing. Emily is a little indisposed at the moment. So I don't know if you want to do anything to take a look at her. I did not find myself able to do anything about it.
Oh, she's changed? She wasn't speaking before, but she
Oh,
seems
she is
to have-
still not speaking, but it might be best if you see for yourselves. I feel like you both have skills that are much more apt to deal with something such as this.
Sorry, did you say Sister Bethany should go too?
The
or-
both of them. Yeah, both of you.
Yeah. Maybe we should bring Father Louise as
Father,
well.
Father
yes,
Louise as well.
absolutely.
Okay, sure.
Non-denominational gathering of faiths.
Where 3 or more religions are gathered. Yeah, I'll go across the hall and knock on the
Cool.
door of the door frame and say,
Yeah.
Father, I need you.
He looks up. What is it? And on that note, we'll jump back down to our other pair who have walked back into the study, where Colonel Hawthorne is still going through books on spiritualism and things of that nature.
Colonel Hawthorne,
Yes.
I'm a little fuzzy on exactly what's going on with this seance. Say we actually summon whatever it is. What do we
Yes.
do then?
Yes. So there's a process. Yes. So we call her forth and we ask her, "What is your intention, spirit?" And she says her intention. I'm sure it is not nice.
No, it's probably
malevolent
not. It's probably going to
intention.
be hostile. So
Hostile intention.
Mhm.
Yes. And then we say, "Spirit, what can we do to meet this your intent?" Hold on. I haven't quite worked out the script yet, but we ask her intention and we ask what we can do to meet her intentions.
and if that intention requires everyone staying here or dying,
Okay,
Then
well, obviously that is not what we want.
It's not ideal. No.
Yes, so there is a very, if we are successful in even calling her here, that in itself is very good because as I noted earlier, if she is here, she is not elsewhere, which means that our 2 divine workers within the home can walk about and cleanse the rooms. I'm sure you've spoken to them already. You know that they've seen someone in the house that has been kind of stopping them from doing certain things. I think you yourself noted that painting upstairs, it's got this malevolent force coming off of it. Yes. So she's here, she's not there. Good. If things get to a certain point, we could even attempt to attack her, to defeat her. But, and then he flips through his book. This is very important. So, weapons of non-magical nature will not affect a spirit when she is ethereal.
perfect.
So this here,
Perfect.
and he pulls out a long kind of triple-barreled shotgun that he had been hiding underneath a couch mattress. This, my trusty weapon, which saved my life more times than I can count. A big part of the story of when I became a colonel, which I am thrilled to be able to tell you when the time is right, along with my cousin, who will have so much more respect for me upon hearing it. This will not be very effective. Do either of you carry weapons? I don't like physical weapons. Sure, obviously those. But do you have?
I think just a sidearm.
Sure.
That's probably not going to do.
I think I have something that could help. Yes.
Okay.
Sebastian told me not to brandish it about, but yes, I think I have something that.
Well, that is very important because, as I said, it will be difficult to defeat her when she is. Yes.
Another question. This is maybe a little more important. How long do these things take? These aren't like hours long things, are they?
The seance, you mean?
Yes.
So the more things we have that can, the more focuses we have, the longer time we'll have to defeat her, or she'll be with us, because each one will bring her forth, and so yes, the more you can find, the better we have, the more time we have.
So do you
Yes.
think if we took the pictures out of this photo album, it would give us a little bit more time to game the system?
I think that is a great attempt to game the system. What a term you use. How ironic. As though it were a game. But I think if there were someone watching over us, they would say, no, that only counts as one object.
Since we're worrying about this ghost and our escape, and there are many risks, right? This is risky.
Certainly. By bringing her forth, that will give her the most power.
Yes.
She will be physically within us.
And I feel I should warn, since everyone here is more or less part of the Delphi Council, and
Mm-hmm.
we would want it is in my best interest to protect them. I hope this is fast, because unfortunately, I'm cursed.
Ah.
And if we don't do this fast, I don't know how changes work. Because if things go badly and it takes too long, there could be a ghost and an angry werewolf around.
Well, I mean, we did get shrunk down. Maybe it'll just be a small change.
Oh my goodness. You see he kind of like involuntarily tightens his grip on his triple-barreled shotgun.
Good. If that happens, you make sure everyone takes cover and stays safe.
I appreciate how honest and straightforward you are about this particular matter. I'm sure it serves you well in most circumstances. This obviously is a very particular circumstance, and I appreciate your candor.
Rudy, looking around the study here, do these have doors, like, or is it just kind of an open walkway between rooms?
So there are doors, but everything is open. Everything's open at the moment.
Okay, S is going to go over and just make sure the door. You see if the doors can be locked.
Oh yes, there are locks on them. Yes.
Okay, at least that's something. It's not a lot, but it's something. And also, while he's back there and they're talking, he's just going to duck his head in the kitchen and be like, "Is there anybody in here right now?"
Hold on. There's no. Okay, so the kitchen is like pristine. And as you look in, you see every single knife in the kitchen is stuck in one particular cutting board. Just like a porcupine, knives sticking in the cutting board.
Okay. Do they like, just a quick glance around the room? Can I find, like, do they have, since I assume this is a kind of a hoity-toity place?
Oh yeah.
It's richer than anything S has ever done or lived in. But do they have actual silverware?
Oh, you can see some of. So it's not just like chopping. It's not like chef's knives or fancy knives. They're also, you see butter knives and other things, and you do see some of them are a very clear silver, like a gorgeous, expensive-looking silver.
Okay. So S is going to go grab some of those, just in case.
Okay. You start walking towards the cutting board with the knives, and then they shoot out of the cutting board and come flying at you.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay.
You're dead.
This is my surprised face. Oh no.
I was hoping that would happen.
Someone's I'm gonna use someone's attack. This is not these represent cutting knives, not the person whose character sheet I'm using.
It's like ice cold.
Not quite. Okay.
Be slice cold.
4.
Artie.
Hit your dodge.
No, that does not hit my dodge.
Okay. You are missed. You deftly dive out of the way, but then the knives kind of pull back and face you as though someone is holding all of them in place.
Interesting.
Do you shout or make noise and try and as these knives come hurtling towards you and now are floating in front of you?
Actually, not kind of a like a harsh whispers. House. Because I don't want to yell at whatever's there. I want somebody to see this.
Okay.
So I'm just going to kind of quickly call for Alice.
Okay. So we're going to say that was a surprise round for the knives, and they botched it. But now Alice can enter the kitchen, and we can go into initiative. Just Alice, or do you call for the Colonel as well?
Well, I mean, I I just say Alice because Alice is my partner.
So
Yeah.
I guess would Alice, you would probably to his kitchen. Would you motion for the Colonel to follow you, or would you just kind of leave him? He is currently entranced by the book he's flipping through.
Well, I think she's going to just like bolt over because
Okay,
it might
sure.
not be.
Yeah, so he's going to stay in there and keep looking through his book. He's very absorbed in it. But now we will run over to everyone else. Okay, so we have our initiative here. They're on the run. Very good for the heroes. You get to go first, and you get an up on your turn, which you'll recall is a bonus roll, essentially. So you all determine who goes when.
Interesting. Are there any? You said this kitchen is immaculate, like as in, everything has been
pristine.
cleaned and put away.
Yep, it's shining up at you. Everything that's stained was still shining. Everything that's white is white as snow.
I just want to try to look around for some kind of like large serving platter or tray, if there is one accessible.
Sure.
Just kind of to use to help use as a shield.
Sure.
So that's what S would do first.
Okay.
And
you can sure, I'll let you pick up a serving platter +2 to toughness as you can kind of fend off the knives with it in group, so to speak.
Okay. And as soon as Alice comes in, S realizes like why he originally came in here, and then goes, "Shit, some of these are silver."
Oh, that's right.
You see, like, oh,
As he doesn't have a big muscle up here as here, so yeah.
Yep. Okay. Good job. Alice, what would you like to do on your turn?
I think she's gonna do she's gonna try and pick up a like grab a book from the parlor and just try and kind of like tie up as many of these books, like have it maybe like get in the way of like the book. So I might do a maneuver.
Okay.
To just try and distract these some of the cutlery.
Great.
All right, let's do it. 11.
11. Oh, sorry. So DN was 8, so 11 hits. Normal success. Would you like to cause it to be stymied or vulnerable?
Stymied.
Stymied. Okay. It has -2 on its attack rolls. And
When
now-
when the books get like kind of like stabbed and I try pull, is it like a forceful thing or do the knives kind of go with it? Like, is there someone like holding the handle, or is it like the entire thing is like this?
No, it just the knives just kind of go inside of it, and you don't feel like anyone like trying to move them around or pull them out or anything.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but the knives turn and go flying at you, Alice. Here they come. Does a 2 hit your melee?
It does not.
Or your dodge, sorry.
Nope.
Okay, the knives miss.
Like,
They go flying at you and
oof. You see her like recoil a little bit, like more so like usually she's been fairly like brave up, but it's kind of like
Rudy, was grabbing the tray like my whole action?
I think so. If you give yourself
Just
an
making
item,
sure.
yeah, I think that was going to be. You can still move if you want. If you'd like to maneuver.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move to get into a position. I'm basically want to try to use the platter if possible, if the knives get back up, to try to swat them out of the air.
Sure. Okay. Great. Cool. And let's move on to the next round of initiative. And it is your turn. Lucky break. Heroes go first, and villains are stymied. On top of the initial stymie that Alice already caused them, that's pretty good. All right.
Well, then, in that case, then S is going to go in and just try to knock as many of these things out of the air as possible.
Sure. Cool. I like it. Yeah. Make a melee weapons attack. I'm gonna let you ignore its penalty, which is pretty significant because the knives are so small. Because you're using
Kind of a larger surface.
A large platter. This is just gonna be your strength for damage, though. No bonuses.
Gotcha. 17 hit.
17 hits, and it is a good success. So 1 bonus dice on top of your strength. What is your strength?
My strength is 11. You know
Okay.
what? I'm going to use a possibility. I want to try to get some extra oomph
Okay, sure. Yeah, DM's 12. So
in this with this SWAT.
yeah.
So modifier, there's not one. Last roll was 18. There we
Bam!
go.
That's gonna do it. Outstanding success. 2d6 on top of your base damage of, what did you say it was again? 11? 12?
11. Yeah.
11. All right, roll them dices.
So plus 9, so that's 20 damage.
20 damage. Wow. Okay, yeah. You
And just so you know, I'm gonna go ahead and play this flurry card because I moved that over last round.
Okay, yeah. I forgot to say tap a card, moving on over.
So I think, but I go at the end of the turn though, right?
Yes.
Or do I go now?
Let me double check. I'm pretty sure everybody does their first turn, and then anyone who has flurry gets to take their second turn.
After every hero is active.
Yes. All
Okay.
characters on the side of flurry take their normal actions, then everyone gets another complete turn. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
maybe
there's
hold
my-
that until Alice goes. I would say that there are 10 knives floating. You swat 8 of them out of the air.
Oh, never mind then. Sorry.
Yeah,
If I'd
that
have
is
known, yeah, never mind.
Quite
That
the
would've-
swat, I would
that
say.
would have changed.
Yeah, so hold your car, no worries. But Alice, it is now your turn, and let's roll some dice. If I roll an 8 or a 9, then the two or one of sorry, if I roll 9 or a 10, the knives are still silver, the ones that were floating in the air. Okay, I rolled a 5 and a 4, so you're good. They're not; these knives are not silver.
Ooh.
They're still
Oh,
Yeah, I think she maybe just kind of has a feeling which ones are like the silver ones. Because like,
Mhm.
okay, she gives a thumbs up to Agent S, like gets all of them.
Yeah, those are flopped out of the air.
So I think what she's going to do is like she's going to have like try and kind of maneuver the knives to kind of like stab a certain way, and then she's going to kind of like dodge, use her speed to dodge out of the way, and kind of grab them by the handles, and then just jam them in a drawer.
Okay, cool. Go
So-
ahead and hit that maneuver.
Non-combat. Let's do this.
Oh, 6 is not going to be enough.
Yeah, possibility. Let's do it.
Yeah, we're looking for an 8.
All right. Roll 3. Let's see. Last roll 12.
Okay, yeah, I will
That
say
is-
that yes, they're kind of floating in the air. You can grab them by their handles as they're trying to get out of the way of that big serving platter, and you just force them down into a drawer and quickly shut it. And you hear like,
Yeah, I think she'll get like there's
try
like
and get
chairs,
out.
so she'll like kind
Oh,
of like
sure,
pin
you
the
wedge
chair.
it. Yeah, you hear
so it, like shakes.
those knives are trying to get out, but they can't. They're knives. And great, well done. Let us end initiative there, end the combat, and you have succeeded in defeating my knives.
My eye. So,
On that note, let's jump back upstairs. So the 4 of you are heading back into Emily's room, or Pella, did you want to know more of that?
Oh no, I would go back.
Okay, cool.
I just don't feel like I have the skills necessary to deal with this specific topic.
Yes. Yes. Okay. You go into the room this time, and the second you enter the room, you can feel the temperature change. Like it's like walking into a pool of water. It just gets cold. Like you're outside, you walk in, it's like those mists, those misty things. It's like you walk into the mist and then it's just cold. And you hear Father Louise go, "Oh, Jesus."
Was it like this? It
was
wasn't
not.
like this, right?
It was
Oh,
not.
I would make that known. I would say that it was not like this a few moments ago.
Yeah. The other thing you notice is that Emily is now floating in the air. Still laser beam focused on that dollhouse, but yeah, now
Pella
floating
would
in the
point to that and say, "That was not like this when I was here a few moments ago."
Oh goodness.
And I would say, Sarah Lee, if you just whisper. I think I'm not know if I want to be loud enough for the microphone.
We're whispering, but it's a
Okay.
stage whisper.
There we go. Thank you. Yes. I think that the father and I can take care of this if we both devote our powers, our combined powers. But I suggest the two of you move very quickly to do whatever you're going to be doing.
Let's go, dear cousin. Unless we
Agreed.
can quickly. We have the brooch. Perhaps we take the painting as well. What do you think? We're moving quickly. No, he's like, you are sucked by tentacles into the pits of hell.
I will not. We can stop by there and grab it because I think logically that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that it's on the way.
Cool. Who is
Duck in
going
there.
to grab the painting?
I will.
Okay, great. Make a
Done
faith
hands.
roll for me, please. DN 14.
Faith
DN
roll,
14.
faith roll.
Well, I have my modifier +2, and
Yep,
I've raised
you
my
do.
faith
Yes.
to a +5. So
Yes.
That's a very
5
strong roll, yeah.
adds in faith.
DN, what did I just say? 14? Yeah, 14.
Yeah. So let's see if it does it right. It should add my modifier automatically.
13.
I have. And then I'm going to spend a possibility.
Nice. Yes.
I last rolled a 4. I can't do the joke or the pun that I'll put it in chat. Hey,
Hey.
20. Yeah. So you reach up to grab the portrait and you feel resistance, not physical resistance, but a sort of, again, divine resistance. But it also feels like it's starting to come after you, and then it senses the cross that you have on you, and it like recoils away from that, and you're able to grab the painting, and you sense that presence is gone now.
Yes, and I take the painting almost comically and kind of walk out with it, only because it's like, look, it's a nun. How often is she going to carry a giant, oversized painting? And yeah, I don't have any of the witty, holy quotes. I had a bunch of them up. Then I got into, as we see in chat, the puns that I was making. But yeah, essentially I come out and I say, Bella, it's heavy and it's frightening,
of course.
but my faith will not be hidden under a bushel. And I give more biblical quotes and parables and things like that.
I can literally give you actual literal strength. That by all means,
It would haunt you and pierce your soul.
I will lead the way down the stairs. Quickly.
Down we go quickly.
Down we go
Colonel!
quickly. I would lead Sister Bethany straight into the study where everyone previously was.
Colonel,
Yeah.
help.
Oh, Colonel.
Colonel.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. So your cousin says, excellent. You managed to bring the terrifying painting with you.
Yes, and we have very little time. Where is
the
Alice
brooch.
and Agent? Yes,
I think
yes,
they're there
yes, yes.
too. Right. Yeah.
We
Did
just
you-
look
did-
tired. I think
Yeah. It's just
Alice looks like
Well,
we spent the entire time just destroying the parlor
Yeah,
and fighting
they're a little-
knives, so
they're
we're
a
like
little
fucking
winded.
haggard.
Yeah.
S is just drinking some like bourbon out of it.
All right. There's a situation upstairs. We need to do whatever we're going to do very quickly, before the situation becomes worse.
Yeah, Alice just slams down the phone. Like, I found this in the parlor. Looks like their memory book. This might be the only thing of use. So also the knives came alive and attacked us.
Oh. Okay. Well, Emily is floating upstairs, so I'll put the
Well,
little brooch out and I'll put it next to the photo book.
Well, it's good to see that everything's going well.
It's going. Things are happening.
Yes, he says, "Oh, most excellent. We have the brooch, and we have the photo book, and we have the painting. That means the only thing we're missing is..." And then you hear a voice at the doorway say, "We're doing the seance, right?" And you turn around, and it's Major Arlington, and he steps into the room. And Colonel Hawthorne goes, "Oh, we have all possible focuses that we need. Wonderful. So let everyone sit around. Let's begin." and he turns out the lights, and he lights several candles, and you all sit in a circle. The focus is in the middle of the room. And he says, okay, now to call her forth, I need you, Major, to read this here. And he hands him the booklet, and the Major coughs and says, to my dear wife, Theodora, we summon you here to state your intention and what is causing you so much grief that you attack the members of your own family and their friends. And there is a sort of, you all feel like a rippling in the room, like a spiritual waviness that's hard to describe. And again, the temperature plummets. And in the middle of the room, a faded, ghostly figure appears. And it is the same person that you saw, Pella, upstairs. And it is the same, like, you can tell, Alice, that this was the presence that was behind your shoulder looking at the photo book. And she appears and she says, I'm getting revenge for those who betrayed me, the ones who claim they loved me, but left me to die. And Major Arlington looks heartbroken at hearing these words. And he puts his head down and doesn't say anything else. And the Colonel Hawthorne, like, is looking frantically between the two of them. And he turns to you, Pella, and he kind of like does one of these. Say something.
All right. They'll step forward, not to be literally in between the two of them, but to be a little bit more present. And say, Mrs. Arlington, I don't think anyone here would deny that you have gone through quite some suffering. However, no one here is responsible for what happened to you.
Make a persuasion or faith check.
I love persuasion, please.
Okay.
And I would love to spend possibility.
Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna
for
say
my wiles.
DN 16.
Perfect.
No,
Perfect.
you don't have to spend a possibility before your first roll. You can declare afterwards. But I like where
Right.
your head's at.
But I have a perk called Wiles that I used on
sure.
Major Arlington that I'm now going to use on Mrs. the semi-late Mrs. Arlington,
Mhm.
which is spending a possibility gain of +5 bonus to my charisma for one test against us.
Oh, awesome. Love it. Okay, yeah.
Yes. Cool. I had a lot of possibilities and now I have fewer, but that's okay. This is what we're here for.
Exactly.
You can play your damned card to take a bunch from me.
No, that's your damned card. You
I
can
have
play
lights
that.
out.
Oh yeah, don't forget our cosm
19
cards.
is what I
19
rolled.
is a goodie.
Goody.
We have a couple possibility cards still, or cosm cards hanging out. So.
Oh, as an aside, you can use mine whenever you feel like it. I give you.
Oh
full-
really?
Absolutely.
Oh geez. Okay.
100%.
Right.
It's better that way.
Yes. Okay, so you feel like your words get through to her. That now you all can feel this spirit is not friendly, that it is definitely hostile. But Pella, your words reach whatever was the good part of the late missing Theodora Arlington, and you feel like this will have a positive effect on all of you. But she continues to look around the circle of people and turns to Agent S and kind of looks at him expectantly. And she says, "Who are you to come into my home and say these things to me?"
Oh, I kind of want to play
I
my
think
unholy interest card.
Yeah.
I am but a humble agent of the organization from which you were once acquainted,
That left me to die.
to find out what happened so it doesn't happen again, to lay you to rest if that is what is needed. We're here to make sure that you are taken care of.
Oh. Uh, you can make a persuasion, a faith, or spend a possibility if you want to make sure that your words get through to her.
I'm gonna just spin a possibility.
All right, I will accept this. Again, like you feel like you have gotten to her core with
Yeah.
your words.
And by the way, this whole time, Agent S's hand is slowly slipping behind his back,
really?
just in
Okay.
case. Like if you were any kind of like private eye, you'd think, oh, he's got a a Saturday Night Special back there, but looks like he's reaching for something just in case it's needed.
Okay. She turns to Sister Bethany and she says, "You who claim to be a woman of faith, what are you doing in my home? Why have you called me forth?"
I am she who kneels before God, and she who is without fear. I come to your home to learn what fate befell those I am sworn to protect, for they are bound to me by more than faith, by a pledge and an oath we have taken to save this reality from the vile horror of the gaunt man that plagues it. Your home is the nexus.
Okay. Make an intimidate check.
All right.
DN currently is 10.
All right. DN10. 15.
This, you can tell, frightens the ghost. And in particular, when you mention the gaunt man, she seems to dwindle. Not physically, but you see like she's been a bright, she kind of like turns a little dimmer. It's very strange. You've never seen anything like it, but you feel again like your words have gotten to you. And then she turns to Alice and says, You are the most vile of those here, even worse than me. Why have you called me forth?
To free us and to free you. I know what it's like to be the only one that comes back. Don't blame them. I'm sure they've cut the kilt, as have I. If you want someone to rage at the one that has done that, rage at the gaunt man.
Okay. Shauna, gain a possibility point. She lets out a scream. It is beyond high pitched. It has an ethereal divine presence to you.
Ooh.
I'm gonna make a roll. You definitely all feel like this would possibly hurt a lot more if not for all of your work talking to her. Did that roll? Okay. I'm assuming 6 does not hit anyone's faith defense.
No, I have
No.
a total of 17, 19 in this situation.
Yes. No.
I'm as
Even
tough
with
as a
just
cyber
an
golem.
8. I only have
Oh,
an 8.
so
and
close.
That's still fine.
Oh.
Yes.
Listen, I'm not a faithful person. I'm an intelligent person.
So, like a wave of blue light emanates from her and passes all of you. And Major Arlington looks up and says, "You are not my wife. The woman I loved would not be so angry. She would understand what happened. and she would want the best for her husband and her daughter. Be gone from here! And he holds up a cross, and the ghost screams and then goes flying past all of you into another room and goes through the wall into another room. And you can hear her screaming. She goes to the parlor. And then you can hear screaming from the Countess in there as well. Oh my goodness! What is happening?
Good.
I'm infirmed.
Well, this thing certainly became a gas really quick. And S runs in there.
Also, all the lights go out. All the candles flash out
Hell yeah.
as
Hell yeah.
she leaves the room.
Thank goodness I have a sister who has a lantern with her.
Yeah.
Listen,
Everyone
we thought it
gained
was a
one
joke.
possibility.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, lights out.
I'm going to start the initiative. I'm going to draw initiative because I think this. Right, you're pursuing, right?
Mhm.
Oh, yes.
Everyone's pursuing. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. In fact, Colonel Hawthorne says, "Now, we can finish her while she's vulnerable."
Good.
Set that up.
Closer to victory. This is a dramatic scene. Heroes,
Cool.
go first. Approved action is maneuver. Who would like to go?
I would like to now use my occultist perk.
Okay.
Since this is this technically a start of a fight against a supernaturally evil creature, does this count as a supernaturally evil creature, Rudy?
This counts as a supernaturally evil creature, Maria.
Fantastic. I get to make a scholar roll and I get to draw more cards if I want. I keep depending on how good I roll, I draw 1, 2, or 3.
Wow.
And I keep at least 1. Yeah, as long as I make a standard success.
What is your DN?
It
10?
doesn't say.
Let's say 10.
10. Okay, I got a 10.
You got a 10. You
Fantastic.
get 1 destiny card.
Yes, I
And
get
it's
1.
automatically added to your pool, so it's ready
Yes.
and it's roaring and ready to go.
I can choose any one of my cards to place it directly into my pool, not the one that I drew.
Oh, awesome!
Yes.
So move your biggest one.
My good one. My big
Grant,
good
you
one.
only have 2 cards too, so draw back up to 4. I don't
Yay.
know why.
And the cards that we moved over earlier moved back, right? Because
They move back. Yes, they move back.
Making sure.
Thank you. Have a possibility point for keeping yourself honest.
Woohoo.
Alright. Back up to 6.
Nice.
You hit your head really hard running between the rooms. Lose 3 possibility points.
You know that hitting Salvo's head wouldn't do anything
Yeah,
to
that's
his
Okay, cool. So awesome, occultist, awesome card, very cool. Who would like to go first in initiative? My heroes.
Sister Bethany will.
Sister Bethany. Okay, so yes, you run into the parlor, and in the middle of the room, the ghost is shrieking directly at the Countess, who is now switching between holding her stomach and holding her head as she is getting kind of banshee attacked, I would say. What would you like to do?
Faith in the light, redeem us, and I would like to ward enemy with one of my divine miracles.
Ooh,
Yes.
Get our defense up.
very cool.
Mhm.
What of the skills does that use? I ask out of curiosity.
I believe it's a
Is that
faith.
faither? Nice.
Yes, with the
Very cool.
target number of 9, which I've been known to miss and need to use possibilities on occasion.
Oh,
17.
but not this time, my
Miss.
friends.
So 17 is a good success. If you possibility, you're almost guaranteed to get an
Oh,
outstanding.
yeah. That's what I'm going to do
Yeah.
because it
Get
gives
that
us that
good,
extra
good, good,
bonus.
That's
Yeah.
super
Good stuff.
success.
You get extra bonuses with magic.
Yeah,
if
when
you
we
use-
stymie.
Whoa!
22.
Yeah.
All right. So what does your spell do, and what does the outstanding success level of your not your spell, excuse me, miracle?
It's going to at this moment it's going to essentially dagnabbit. In fact, it's almost easier if I just pick up the physical book and flip there at this point than fumble
Yeah.
through all my windows. So initially it's going to give +2 to all of our defenses, and then the next thing it's going to do, as we check this ward enemy begins with a W. Miracles. Ward enemy. There we go. Outstanding. So, those that fail an attack against us are stymied.
Wow. Okay. Jeez. This is a very stymied enemy already. So great. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll just give her another stymied. I'm not allowed to, but okay, that's fine.
Seeing the opening that Sister Bethany has created, that's when Agent S rips his hand out from behind his back, and adorning his right hand is a shiny metal gauntlet, like it's a piece of like some kind of ancient armor. And he closes his hand as a chainsaw extends from it.
And you hear a voice in your head go, "Let's kill us some ghosts."
It's about time. And he's just gonna go right in and give a punchy punch with this.
Yeah, so this is a melee attack. As Ash the Chainsaw, one part of the Eternity armor goes blazing through the air, and I would say as you're going towards it with the chainsaw, like it bursts out, and blue divine flame goes floating all around it, and it's a beautiful trail in the air. What did you?
And
roll?
did you say that the ghost is all already stymied?
Oh yeah,
just single stymie.
double stymied and double vulnerable. So
wow, so that's a minus. Oh wait, no, that's
nothing on. No, you don't have to do anything.
That's right.
Don't stymie yourself.
So yeah, sorry. The DN is a big old 6 right now. So I assume you're gonna do.
Even I could hit this thing.
It's like, come forward with the big heavy cross again.
Oh, okay. So that's just a standard success. That is.
I'm gonna go ahead and possibility that.
Okie dokie. So 16 will get you to outstanding.
You kind of hear him mutter, "This one's for Beck." Oh crap!
What does it mean?
Cancel. Possibility. Submit 7. All right.
Oh, just hit it with a 16. That's just enough to get your 2 bonus dice, 2d6 on top of your base chainsaw damage, which Shauna,
16?
is it 16? I don't remember. Do you remember what was the chainsaw damage? I think
It
it was
was
16.
it was 16, I think.
Yeah, it is 16. Okay, cool. So 4, big 4. Okay.
So 20 damage.
And it feels like you are hitting flesh. You're not hitting like air as you move this magical chainsaw through the air, and it smacks right into her. Okay, so that's a total for 20 damage. Yeah, oh boy. Yep, you do 2 wounds, 4 shock to her. And she screams, this time in pain or ghostly pain, as you're trying to give me cards again, Pruitt. You're just so kind. As it hits her. All right, who would like to go next? She is like fading in and out. Like when she first appeared, it was a solid kind of blue light. Now it's like you can barely see her. She's almost completely transparent. You get the sense that it's not going to take much to finish her off.
I was planning on just hiding, hiding behind my cousin, using the active defense action, because I don't have anything that would necessarily do anything except for a dagger, and I don't want to get that close to a ghost.
Sure, fair. He is standing with his shotgun, his triple-barreled shotgun at the ready, but he is also choosing not to fire, seeing that that Salva or Agent S has moved in to engage in hand-to-hand combat with it.
The Hawthorns, we're keeping up the rear.
Exactly.
You all go ahead and get on it.
Excellent. So go ahead and take that total defense action. Awesome. So that leaves one person, Alice Yoon.
All right.
What do you do?
She looks like she doesn't have anything that can really attack, and it looks like Agent S, this chainsaw is doing a hell of a lot of damage. What she's going to do is make sure that this ghost doesn't lash out like when it's dying toward any of this. So she's going to pick up kind of, like off the couch, just like firemen like carry into the other room, and try and keep everybody that's not going to like actively fight this thing at a distance.
Okay. So what can we say that is mechanically?
That can be
An all-out attack.
God.
Just get it.
technically a version of a maneuver, but not
Yeah.
not towards
Okay,
the
yeah,
villain.
yeah. Let's,
Yeah,
let's-
it'll keep everyone.
Great.
Yeah. 11.
11.
Yeah, you want? Let's do
11.
it. Let's pass Billy.
Let's do it. All right. Yeah, cool.
Let's do it. I got.
So
last
8
roll
is
was-
the DN. If you get an 18,
Yeah.
Hey, 20.
you can vulnerable her or stymie her or double vulnerable, double stymie, whatever you want. And as you are probably aware, you get narrative control in some way. You have outstanding success on an interaction attack. So what would you like to do?
That the rest of us, the people, Agent S, me, are the only ones that this ghost are going to pay attention to at all in this moment.
Okay.
Also vulnerable, yeah. So I don't want to like
Yes.
lash out. Yeah.
Okay. So she's super vulnerable and her eyes are stuck on the two of you, it completely ignoring everyone else in the room.
Yeah, I think what she's doing is she's like with her like nail, she's like raking it across like the wall just to make sure like the noise this ghost can hear.
Yeah. So did you say that was double vulnerable or what did you want to do?
Yeah,
Okay.
double vulnerable. Yeah, like it's,
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's good.
Still very vulnerable, but no longer super stymied. Still a little bit stymied.
Still,
from Sister Bethany. But with that, she is going to turn and she is going to engage the person who tried to chop her in half with a chainsaw.
Is she going to take an unholy interest in that person?
Unholy.
I mean, I don't know if it really matters at this point, but
An unholy interest?
That's a Cosm card.
that's my Cosm card.
Oh, you tell me. You play it.
Well, here's the thing. It's just the wording on it that you play on a villain and they take a special interest in the hero, does everything possible not to cause them permanent harm. This might be a romantic connection or a brotherly kinship. It ends when the fiend perishes. Make a corruption test once per scene when the villain is encountered.
She's gonna turn on Alice or Sister Bethany.
I mean, it's going to turn on Alice, which is fine. Alice
Yeah. So it's up to you, Prue, if you wanna.
I mean, I think I got her attention anyway. So
Yeah, definitely. She's gonna hit either you or Alice. In fact, I'll roll a die to determine who. 1 for Agent S, 2 for Alice. 1.
Oh.
So she's gonna go after you. Yeah. So she actually lifts up. She lifts up. You can see her motion towards the couch with her arms, and she lifts it into the air. And the Countess falls off with a ooh, and then she hurls the entire couch at you. Does a
Oh my.
ooh, does a 14 hit your unarmed combat defense?
my unarmed combat defense is a
Yes.
16.
Okay, she's gonna spend a possibility. That's a good roll, even well with all the minuses she has.
Don't
Okay,
forget you got the +2.
18. What's that?
Oh, okay. Well, then it's
That's
an
Steph
18,
Curry.
but you just hit it.
I hit.
Ah.
Oh, that's right. You
Damn
have
it.
the defense from Sister Bethany.
Oh,
Yeah.
18's enough though. Okay, so you take 16 damage as this giant. Actually, oh, I forgot. This is a blast. Cool. It's both you and Alice. I
Oh, okay.
die for one of you, but it's gonna hit both.
damn. Okay.
What is your unarmed?
Not any unarmored 11.
11. Okay, so you're gonna take even more damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna
but-
take just some.
Yeah. So you take 19 damage. No, you,
Is it minus the toughness?
from it. Yep, minus your toughness, and then use the chart on the top left. And
Soak.
oh, you can soak. Sure.
Yeah,
good.
that's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Everyone in chat's gonna be going,
That's
so
That's a lot
Do
of-
it.
Spend
That's,
a soak
uh,
it. Yeah.
That
What
is
do you-
reality, right?
Yeah, roll reality.
Yeah. All right.
And I do, because I'm tenacious, I get minor favored.
So you roll twice, and you take the higher.
Isn't there something with this Cosm about
God.
soaking, though?
Yes. If so, Shauna or Alice fails.
Yeah.
So Alice doesn't soak anything. It's 1 down the normal amount. So let's double check soak rules. So actually, at this, you'll only so Alice soaks nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Agent S only soaks shock. So any wounds you would take, you take.
Yeah.
So yeah, I rolled twice. So 12 is the better
12 is yours. So that's not that's not a good or an outstanding success. So any wounds you would take, you take. You only soak your shock. Do you have actually, Grant? Can you double check that it's all shock? Maybe it's not all shock.
All shock. So let's walk through this mechanically so I can double check.
Either way, Alice got smashed by a sofa.
Yeah. So Alice takes
big old sofa.
19. How much? Well, we looked that up. How much
Two
is
wounds and I think 4
it? Or
shock.
shock.
Yeah.
So that's
not
a
good.
big hit. That's a big hit. Sorry, I'll look this up.
I mean, I
Grant.
could
You do
get
it.
rid of this. I could get rid of these wounds. No one would like it, but I could.
Sure. Next to you,
No.
Pella,
no.
you see your cousin turn his shotgun away from the ghost and towards Alice. And he says, if this turns real bad, I think you should run and hide in the kitchen and close a cupboard and lock it.
Well, if it goes real bad, I don't think that's gonna do too terribly much. Just kind of
Life
pointing
is
to
precious. He says, life is precious. Enjoy it while you can, because yours is going to be longer than mine, probably. Okay, you all shock. It is all shock. I'm sorry. So
All
you
shock.
soak all shock, but you don't soak the wound because we are in ORRORSH, and
The law of
everything is
perseverance.
-1 in terms of wounds soaking.
Okay. So what do I take? 2 damage?
What is your toughness?
Well, no, my toughness is 16.
Okay, so you take you take
Jeez,
nothing.
3? Oh,
No,
okay.
no, because it's a 0. Your soak absorbs all of it because you're so tough. And you would have taken 2 shock, but because of your soak, you take 0 shock. Okay, let us move now to and then she screaming goes into the next room over. Actually, no, she goes up above you through the ceiling to what you remember is the master bedroom. And also you hear a large pound from Emily's room, like something big just got knocked over. And you hear 2 screams from Miss Latifi and from Father Louise. And you can hear them both chanting in English, but chanting prayers that sound like they're coming from the respective faiths.
Is this
Let
Bethany's
us continue.
run.
hustling
Yeah.
over to there.
Sure. You both run upstairs and you get the next card of initiative. You can do this. Yeah, you can do this as a free action. You all run up to the master bedroom where you enter and you see that more like the bed has been flipped in the 5 or 6 seconds it's taken you to get upstairs. The room has been destroyed. Things have been flipped over. The area where the painting used to be, there is literally a hole in the wall now. The dressers have been knocked over. The bed is 180 degrees flipped upside down. And when you get into the room, the ghost turns to all of you. Ghost goes first, but she is fatigued. And I believe that means she takes 2 shock.
Yep.
Okay.
I remember that.
Yes. She's still got all of her negatives because it hasn't been Sister Bethany's turn yet. Or she's got her stymied. Right? You stymied her or vulnerable to her? I'm sorry.
So the way
You
it
stymied
works
her
is
with
if she
ward, right?
misses an attack, she ends up being stymied.
Oh.
So
Whoops.
when she missed salvo, it would have stymied her possibly.
She didn't miss salvo.
I just
Oh.
soaked it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just soaked it.
Then
got-
she
got-
wasn't
She's not
stymied from
stymied.
that.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah, I think-
she's back to her full power.
I think she's still vulnerable up, I think.
Yeah, because you double vulnerable
Oh,
to her.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. So she's still vulnerable up, but she's no longer stymied up.
Mhm.
And she's got a negative because she's been wounded
So-
twice. But she is going to throw that bed at you. Well,
God.
okay. Let me ask you now, Agent S and Alice, are you both? When you're fanning into this room, are people separating in a specific way? Do you understand what I'm saying? Having seen her kind of AOE attack.
Yeah,
previously.
I think.
Okay, so
yeah, we can break apart, but Salvo, Agent S is going directly at her.
Okay.
Chainsaw first.
Is Alice going to, or is Alice going to stay with the kind of distant group?
She's gonna stay.
Safe. Okay, so this attack is just going to be against.
Oh no,
Salvo.
she's in the room.
Oh yeah, she's in the room, but she's like on the other side, away from where the bed is about to.
Okay, actually, can I still be under the couch?
Can you still?
There's something I want to do if my
You
turn
want to stay
comes
downstairs?
Up. Yeah.
You wanna?
I wanna.
Okay.
Mm.
You stay downstairs.
Yeah.
Everybody rushes upstairs except for you.
Yeah.
And when she comes in, she's gonna throw the. You know what? She's gonna hit everybody. She's gonna hit everybody. She throws
I
a
can take
bed
at
at
least
you.
one hit.
She throws a bed at you. I think that counts as
Bed
hitting
is-
everybody.
A whole bed.
So this is an unarmed combat attack. 9, and I'm gonna possibility it. I'm gonna spend my possibility.
I was gonna say that was like one of the few numbers that couldn't hit me.
Does a 16 hit unarmed defenses?
I hold a cat in front of me to block.
Remember, everybody's +2 bonuses. So actually, I think that means it misses you, Salvo, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Salvo literally is leading with the chainsaw, so it is coming at him, but he cuts his section off as he's attacking at her.
You cut it in half, and the two halves continue onward and hit Sister Bethany and Bella.
And he's just not. Yeah,
It's
he's
like the anime kind of is like.
Yes. It looks really cool from the front, and then as soon
Yes.
as you refocus, just boom.
Or just
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
both sides hit better. Like,
Yeah.
So what are your unarmed defenses? The two of you?
11.
11?
In this
Okay.
situation, I have a 14.
Okay, so Pella's gonna take an additional d6 of damage, so that's 20, and Sister Bethany takes 16
16 minus my toughness.
minus your toughness, and then use the chart, the damage chart, in the top left.
Oh, Nelly.
And you can soak. Don't forget, you can soak.
I'm going to have to soak.
Okay,
So
So
how does
spend-
that work? That's
so
my
you
first
spend a
time doing it.
possibility and roll a reality test.
So it's the
Uh,
damage taken minus toughness, right?
Minus toughness, yep.
Okay.
And so 20 minus toughness for you.
Okay.
15.
15 is a good success. You absorb 1 wound and all shock.
All right. That doesn't kill
Uh,
me. I was
Good.
very close to
So
dying.
what's your damage after toughness subtractor? What's your number after toughness subtracted, Maria?
It's 9.
It's 9.
I was just trying
Okay.
to decide what I
Oh,
wanted
sure.
to do, but I think I'm just gonna take it for now.
So 1 wound, 2 shock.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should still be fine. You have really high spirit too, right?
It's
think-
8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's still, you're
Yeah, so my
that's
shock
all-
is fine. I
shock
don't have
control is
many
fine.
wounds to speak
yeah.
of.
Everyone
but...
has 3 wounds. But that's okay.
yeah.
All right, heroes.
Oh.
It is now your turn.
Uh,
I
s-
think Alice should go first.
okay.
Yeah, like you ran in there. You hear growling from below you, and it's just like
Yeah.
Alice is gonna transform and just freaking burst through the floor, burst through the ceiling, and just like just kind of try and slash at this ghost. She's not gonna actually do any damage because she has caught, but it's gonna be a maneuver, try and distract.
You know, I think werewolf claws are magical. Where I come from, werewolf
Okay.
claws are magical. That makes sense to me.
It's
Ruben.
magic to create
know,
it. So
If the Torg people want to contact me and have a conversation, we'll have a debate. But I'm gonna say werewolf claws are magical. So you can
Alright.
do an attack, and
Oh.
I will count this against the ghost.
All right, let's do it. I will possibility that.
Yes. I'm sorry. So she's still very vulnerable. So this is gonna hit her. Her
Yeah,
demons is
wow,
only
let's
6.
Let's make
But-
this. Let's make this a real,
Rack it up. Rack it up.
real good.
Do it.
Oh wait, let me just that was wrong.
stop.
I almost had almost put the 7 in the wrong spot. There we go, 17.
So that is a good success. One shy short of an outstanding success, but
Okay,
it'll still give
that's
you a D6 bonus. And
D6.
what is your base damage with those werewolf
15,
claws of
the bitey
yours?
claws, yeah.
15
Oh,
with the bitey claws.
but I have a card to play.
Who's got cards? Play your cards.
I do.
Ooh,
I have a coup de grace, which is on the map. Which means
can
you get
just-
an extra damage die, I believe.
Extra damage die. Yep.
all right.
Extra damage die.
Oh.
Nice.
You know what? I'm gonna. Yep, extra damage dice.
2d6.
2d6. All right, come on.
Let's show some sixes.
5.
No.
Ah.
8. 8 is still good.
8.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So everyone sees she's just thrown a bed at you, and it has knocked 2 of you backwards, and out of nowhere the floor erupts as a werewolf comes flying
Just like,
up like a furry bullet, and just clamps onto this ghost and just savagely tears it up. Like, you didn't even know ghosts could be torn into bits, but you see bits of ghosts flying all around you as she is just ripped up. And yeah, there's nothing left afterwards, and you all feel yourselves, there's a vibration all around you in the entire house, and then you feel the opposite effect of what you felt earlier, like a whoosh, and suddenly you're all big again. You're in the master bedroom. The master bedroom looks fine. Nothing looks broken. Alice, you're back to human form.
oh, good. I'm like, oh no.
I didn't want to have to put a chainsaw to your throat.
Oh, my
Painting-
God. That's what the chainsaw wants. The chainsaw would love that.
the chainsaw would have loved that. The painting is on the wall. It looks happy again. And Pella and Sister Bethany, you feel like a joy vibrating off of it, like a divine presence of joy and happiness and relief coming off of that painting. And you hear a cry, a girl's cry, coming from Emily's room.
I would go that direction because it was not so good the last time I was there.
You come into the room and you see Father Louise and Miss Latifi holding Emily, who has got her hands covered over her face, and she's crying and sobbing, and on the ground in front of her is a picture of her and her mother when she was younger. It's just the two of them, like, happy and embracing and smiling for the camera, and she's looking at it and sobbing uncontrollably.
I won't go in. I'll stop at the door, just so the father and
Mhm.
Miss Latifa can like see me, just to make sure
They
like
do. They
everything's
see
okay.
you and they
You
look at you
good?
and they nod and like
Okay.
thanks and understanding, and that
Okay.
like a nod that tells you everything's okay. This is
Okay.
just grief. This
Okay.
is her dealing with her loss.
I will leave them to that and make my way back to the rest of everyone. Is the dollhouse still there?
The
Out of
dollhouse
curiosity.
is gone.
Mm.
Gonna saw that in half too.
Just to be safe. Let's
Yeah,
just
Chainsaw,
cut it into
chainsaw gets.
lots of little pieces.
Yes.
Yeah, so you all make your way back downstairs, I assume, and
Mm-hmm.
You find Major Arlington, and he also looks like he is suddenly like this cathartic moment has happened, and he is sad and upset, but at the same time you can feel that he is finally able to deal with the loss of his wife, that it had been looming over him for so long, and he had been unable to understand how to deal with this grief, and now he's capable of doing it. And he says, there are no words that I can say to appreciate my thanks to you.
Perhaps you should save your words then for your daughter. I
I was
think she
about to
needs you right
say,
now.
I just wanted to thank you, but I need to go see her immediately. Thank you. And he takes each of your hands and thanks you. and then heads up the stairs.
I'll turn to my cousin. Is he here? Is
Oh,
my
yeah, he's
cousin
with you.
here? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
he's with you.
Good,
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
good. I just want to make sure everyone's still in the dollhouse. Okay.
No.
Oh.
Everybody's out. You hear
That would have been tragic.
the countess comes out of the study and says, "My stomach feels wonderful. Whatever it is the four of you did, it worked."
Well, safe travels home then.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like.
Here's $1,000 each. No, I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's gotta
You all
be.
some cash.
Pruitt, you've got some pun about stomach
What?
meds or something. Tums.
What?
or-
That's why she took Ghost X? No, that's the best I could do.
Alright,
I didn't want to say it
I
'cause
know.
it
It's-
Mm,
She laughs heartily at that. What a joke!
Well,
What
just
a
like
wonderful joke.
Laugh
gas
track
is like
plays.
Ghost. They both pass.
Puns,
So.
the height of comedy, she says. And your cousin turns towards you, Pella, and says, "I think we need a drink after that one."
I heartily agree. It's going to make storytelling a lot more interesting.
And have I got a story to tell you about when I was promoted to colonel? And then you all head out and head to the local tavern. Have a fun, outstanding night. What does everyone drink at the tavern? I'm curious, seeing the costumes we have here. Sister Bethany, do you partake in spirits, or a different kind of spirit, I might add? Rudy can make some puns too, but do
Hey.
you partake or do you pass?
So, Sister Bethany, is one of those BYOB at the taverns, and she has procured every bottle that was in Major Arlington's house and just kind of like
his
shakes it out the
collection?
robes and
Sure,
just
sure, sure.
it's just one of those things. I was gonna make something about communion wine, but nah, I don't. That'd be too sacrilegious for this occasion. I can
Oh.
pun as well, and
Yes.
yeah. So she's just kind of like, whew, fancy drinks.
Sure.
And yes, she drinks it all. Me being a teetotaler, I'm unfamiliar with the ways of the Outlaw Hall, but I would trust Agent S, Pella, and Alice to get this nun sauced.
What does Agent S drink?
He was drinking liquor before, and he tells Sister Bethany, now, when you're drinking, you always want to drink liquor first, and then you move to beer. If you do it the other way, it'll get you sick. You'll end up like a countess. So,
Liquor before beer, never fear. Beer before liquor, throw up quicker.
a never sicker, whatever
Never sicker.
whichever way
Sure.
you learned it.
Yeah.
And so Agent S is has moved on, and he's having a nice amber ale, whatever, something like that.
Something
It's,
local, sure.
yeah, something
Nice.
local.
Aurorsian ale, nothing
Mm.
better. How about how about Alice? Does Alice have a drink or just raw meat, or is Shauna frozen? Yes.
Shauna.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh,
hey.
no.
Are you back?
Hey.
Hello?
Ah,
You're here.
Are we all mixed up for the last part?
Alice, have a drink?
yeah, I think Alice will just like, I guess, have shots with anyone that wants to.
Oh boy.
Hmm.
You're not gonna have a blue
Party
moon?
wolf.
Hmm.
Blue Moon.
Oh, good
Mm.
possibility point. Nice. And then does Pella have anything to drink?
Oh, absolutely. Pella
Sure.
dines on some of the thematically appropriate gin and tonics, but a nice line of them that have different additives to them. So you have grenadine in one, you have some lime in the other, you
Oh.
have, you know, a little bit of things
Sure.
all the way down the line.
That's the Hawthorne lineup, right? Your cousin also
absolutely
he
is.
has the
Yes.
same thing.
Well, I ordered two of everything so that we could, you know, every time it is one person's time to tell the story, the other is drinking, and vice
Oh.
versa. And so he starts at one end of his line, and I start at the other one. And by the time we get into the middle, it's the best part of the story.
What a fun tradition. That's really fun. Okay, great. Yay. So everyone drinks and has a wonderful night and doesn't think of the horrors that ORRORSH holds and the horrors that you just went through. And that's our game. Yay! That was super fun. Great job, everyone. Yeah, so both of these adventures that we just ran are both from the Delphi missions crowdfunding that is going on for ORRORSH. So head again to Game on Tabletop to back this now. Link in chat as we speak. And yeah, already funded. They're just going through their wonderful stretch goals, and you can have this and run it for your players. As you can see, very different tonally, both of these adventures. Still scary, but very different, both of them. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Ulysses Spiele, for sponsoring this stream. Thank you, WebDM, for hosting it. Thank you, Grant Ellis, for making it all happen. Once again, we'll go around. My name is Rudy Basso. You can follow me on Twitter at Rudy Basso. Maria, where can people find you? What are you currently working on right now?
Oh, dear goodness. I am Maria. You can find me on the internet at Happy Capster, mostly on Twitter, also on Twitch. I stream a couple days a week. You can also find me. I am one of the members of Goblin Society Games. We just released a compendium of 300 magic items that is for sale on DriveThruRPG. Grant so graciously did a video review for us. So if you want a brief but very good review of the book before getting it yourself, feel free. Grant, in the future, if you want to post that link, that would be great. But also you can find me, I stream on a couple of different channels, Dice Priori, as well as Mythos Mystery Society, doing more of this sort of thing. And it's very delightful and very wonderful. And I love it. Thank you so much for inviting me to do this. This was amazing. So very fun. You all are incredible.
So fun to play with you. Shona, where can people find you online? What are you working on right now?
I am Shauna Flying Source on Twitter, Instagram, pretty much every place else, where I have all my art and a bunch of games throughout the week, including from Blades in Dark, Scion, and a bunch of other games. It's real busy. It's always a lot of fun.
Also, you and I, starting tomorrow, will be on Cobalt Press, twitch.tv/Cobalt Press, running a game called Order Up, which is about a restaurant in the city of Zobek that I will be DMing it. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Food, fantasy, all that good stuff.
Sounds delightful.
So, yeah.
This was a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Grant Ellis, where can people find you online? What are you up to?
Hi, everyone. My name's Grant. I'm the producer here of WebDM Plays. One of the best ways you can support this channel is by supporting the Patreon, patreon.com/WebDMPlays. All the money for the past 2 months will go to the players of this campaign as a bonus. So please support us through Patreon. Every cent helps production and players. Likewise, other ways you can support the channel is if you have Twitch Prime, you can throw your free sub our way. Also, make sure that you follow the channel. Doing so costs nothing and helps us tremendously. Other than that, I'm producing a number of shows. We will be producing a Fading Suns actual play down the line. I'm in contact with my good friend Robert Aducci, and we are planning that for the future. It'll be the next AP that I produce here on WebDM Actual Plays. Likewise, I'm producing an Aegon podcast that will be coming out later in the year. I like to record all the episodes and then cut them together. But that distribution pending, but there's a chance. I talked with Emma, CEO of WebDM. She's like, I'll post that. But happy to be here, happy to play. Rudy, again, thank you so much for running. And I'll pass the ball to Jonathan Pruitt if we will just experience. Let everyone. Where can we find Pruitt? No.
Me?
Yes.
Me?
You.
Oh, wow. Well, hey, folks. I am Pruitt, one half of WebDM. As you know, check out our videos on YouTube on Wednesdays. And you can support us also on Patreon, or please support the WebDM Plays Patreon and get more content. Working on some exciting stuff here in the next few months. Can't wait for announcements for things. But that's as much as of a tease as I'm willing to or actually can release at this moment. So I can't wait to play with you again, Rudy. This was a hell of a good time. And yeah, until then, be kind, folks. It's a free
Yep.
action.
We will see you next time on the next version of Webney in Place. Bye.
Bye.